Okay, in that set, we started with some new graphics for the weekly musical history and birthdays section, and the first title said, on August 15th, Jimmy Webb turned 76. He wrote By the Time I Get to Phoenix and Wichita Lineman, which were big hits for Glen Campbell. Also on the 15th, Tom Johnson of the Doobie Brothers, guitar player and vocalist, turned 74. On August 16th, Scott Ashton would have been 73, but he died at 64 8 years ago. He was the drummer for the Stooges. And then it said, and someone else turned 64 that day. Something to that effect. And then went to the Madonna Borderline video because it was Madonna. Okay, and that took us to the 17th, where 35 years ago New Order released Substance 1987, our second clip, and we seen The Perfect Kiss. Right after that, in 1993, Bad Brains released their fifth studio album, Rise, and we've seen the title track off that album. Can't get enough punk rock on this show. Anyways, also on the 17th, Kevin Rowland turned 69. He's a singer for Dexy's Midnight Runners, and they did that Come On Eileen, oh I swear. Also, on the 17th, Belinda Carlisle of the Go-Go's in solo, 64. On the 18th, Tracy Cattell, also known as Tracy Tracy from the band The Primitives, turned 55, one of my longtime crushes, and we seen The Primitives doing Crash. That cassette and this next cassette I bought probably 30 years ago, because 30 years ago Luna released Luna Park, and we seen the cut Slash Your Tires off that. Oh, that's good, cut Slash Your Tires. Anyways, yeah, I bought that on cassette when it first came out for that song Slash Your Tires. Seen it on 120 Minutes. So that takes us to the 19th, on which Joey Tempest, the singer for Europe, Final Countdown, 69. And 20 years ago, Alison Moyet, the singer from Yaz, or if you live in England, Yazoo, I believe, released her solo album, Home Time. Ginger Baker would have been 83. He died at 83 years ago. For you young pups that don't know who he is, he was a famous, one of the best drummers. He was in Cream, Blind Faith, and Hawkwind. I don't even know how to describe Hawkwind. A different style, maybe experimental, maybe jazz. Lemmy was in it too. Okay. And Ian Gillan, the singer for Deep Purple, turned 77 on the 19th, and John Deacon, the bass player for Queen, 71. Takes us to Saturday the 20th, and one of my heroes, Phil Lynott, would have been 73. He died at 36 years ago. Just say no, drugs are bad, okay? Anyways, we seen Cowboy Song by Thin Lizzy. And 40 years ago, Yaz, who we were just talking, Alison Moyet, released her solo album a few days before. Well, 40 years ago, Yaz, the band that she was in with Vince Clarke, released Upstairs at Eric's, and we seen Only You after that. Off of that, I mean. Dave Brock, interestingly enough, the singer for Hawkwind, turned 81. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, 74. Doug Fieger, Jeffrey Fieger, the lawyer's brother, who died of brain cancer way too young. Well, 57, 12 years ago. He would have been 70 on Saturday the 20th, and we've seen the Knack doing Siamese Twins, The Monkey and Me. Dimebag Darrell would have been 56. He was 38 when he died 18 years ago. And just put this down in case someone cared. Demi Lovato turned 30. And as you would probably know by now, still Alice Cooper's girl guitar player. But now he's got that muscle dude back, so everything's cool. Okay. And that takes us to today. Today's birthdays are Glenn Hughes of Deep Purple, the bass player, turned 71. Joe Strummer would have been 70 today, but he died at 50 20 years ago. And we've seen the Clash doing Clampdown. And last but not least, Budgie, the drummer for Susie and the Banshees, who also wrote probably, I think, one of the Misfits' most well-known songs, Last Caress. We've seen Susie doing Cities and Dust. And that concludes musical history for this week. And next, well, let's just get to it, and we'll talk about it after.